All right, the Toronto Rock are back at the FirstOntario Centre this weekend, taking on the New York Riptide. And joining me now are a couple of players, Josh Dawick and Phil Mazzuca from the Toronto Rock, who are off to a nice 2-0 start this season. Thanks for joining us, guys. Obviously 2-0, nice way to start. How do you feel you've been playing so far?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to kind of develop every week as a team, and it's always nice to get off to a fast start. So can't complain with 2 wins. Obviously, there's still some stuff to work on, but great to get out of the door 2-0.
Now, you've got 3 helpers. You've got 2 goals. Are you happy with your play so far?
Yeah, so far, I mean, every year just kind of take an additional step, and yeah, 2 goals so far. Just hoping to keep the train going and contribute what I can.
Now you're up against the Riptide this weekend. They're coming all the way from Long Island. What do you expect so far in terms of competition from them? They're 0-2, so they're off to a rough start.
Well, we know that record isn't really indicative of the team they are. They got some real young talent. They got some veteran leaders. So they're a good team. They got pieces all over the floor, so it'll take a complete effort to get it done this weekend.
Now, how much of a disadvantage is it for a road team? We were talking about you guys were just in Texas. You're going to Halifax and then Calgary and even Vegas coming up for a road trip. How difficult is the travel?
It's not bad. I mean, from like home versus away, it can be tough with depending on the fan base, I guess. Like playing in Buffalo, obviously they sell out or near sell out every game, so the atmosphere is a little bit different. But I think we're pretty good at adjusting and adapting to being in an away environment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being at home at the FirstOntario Centre is an advantage for us. Our fans get loud, they get into the game, so that definitely helps us, whether we're on a run, whether we need to get things going. So definitely an advantage being at home, and look forward to being back there on Saturday.
Now, you guys are both from the Oakville area, am I right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did you get to play with the Rock?
So me and Phil actually grew up playing together our whole life, grew up playing in Oakville, and I went down to school in the States, so I was drafted a few years after Phil. And
yeah, I was picked up in, I think it was 2021, so I went to Western here in London, and you can play pro and Kufla, it's called here, so declared for the draft after my 3rd year in junior, and then COVID lockout kept me out for a year, but yeah, that's kind of how we ended up where we are.
How did you guys get into lacrosse in the first place? Because it's not a very common sport.
Yeah.
Like I played a little bit in high school, but just in gym class.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think the first memory I have is going to Dan Dawson's revival camps in Oakville. I used to do them pretty much all across Canada, I think, and yeah, I was probably about 6 or 7. My old man signed me up for the first one of those, and yeah. A few years later, here we are.
Yeah, same story. Just kind of got signed up at a young age and started playing, and you know, kind of ran with it ever since.
Now, you guys have been in Hamilton for a couple of years. What's it like right now playing in the FirstOntario Centre when there are renovations kind of not ongoing but soon to come?
Yeah, I think it's same old, same old. It's like a great home for us, and we love it there, and we're happy to be able to stay there for an additional year. I think whatever happens next year and in the coming years with the renos, time will tell, but for now, we're just happy to be able to play there for another season.
All right, well, less than a minute left. What are you most looking forward to this season?
Hopefully winning a championship. I think that's top of the list for sure, and yeah, that's the whole list for me. And yeah, I guess just developing as a player, trying to elevate my game to the next level, and spending some time with the boys.
Like, you know, pretty early on in the season, like how good a chance you have at the end. Do you feel confident this year?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, we have a great team, a lot of new pieces, so it's just about, you know, kind of coming together every week and trying to get better as the season goes along and really peaking at the right time. We know we have the guys in the locker room that can do it, so it's just about, like I said, piecing it together and, you know, hopefully getting it done at the end of the season.
Yeah. And like, we have 30 seconds left. What do you need to clean up so far in your game before you get going in the next game?
I think honestly it's game to game. I think it's important, like, not to look too much at necessarily the end goal. Just take care of, improve on what we need to improve on a game to game basis. Say right now, just need to focus on winning the battles, following the game plan, and maybe stopping a few more goals on the back end, scoring a few more goals up front.
All right, perfect. Thanks very much for your time, guys.